News Now, I'm Riza Diaz. The country logs nearly 7,000 new cases of COVID-19 today. This raises the total number of COVID-19 infections to over 1,350,000. Out of this, 4.4% are ill, 92% are having mild symptoms, and 1.3% are in critical condition. There are 153 new deaths, making this the fifth day in a row to have more than 100 fatalities. The total death toll is now over 23,000. Meanwhile, 9,400 more patients have recovered, pushing the total recovery rate to 93.9%. A research group says the easing of travel restrictions may have contributed to the record high increase in COVID-19 infections outside Metro Manila. Speaking to us earlier, Professor Guido David of OCTA Research said travelers may have transmitted the coronavirus from hotspot areas to the provinces. David said the increase in COVID-19 cases in regional hubs is concerning due to limitations in healthcare capacity. Areas of concern include Dumaguete City, Iloilo, Bacolod City, Davao City, and Cagayan de Oro.
It's a concern, of course, when the hospital utilization has already exceeded 70%. And in fact, in some areas where it's not yet 70%, but it's getting close to 70%.
Meanwhile, David said a community transmission of the Delta variant is possible in the country. He explained that this is because the variant itself at most 60% more transmissible than other variants of concern.
If this were to go to community transmission in NCR, it would be catastrophic because it could be even worse than the surge that we had in March. So the concern right now is to prevent this Delta variant from entering the country.
Some 350 Indonesian health workers tested positive for COVID-19 despite being fully vaccinated with Sinovac. But health authorities believe this is due to the rise of Delta variant, which has now also made its way to the Philippines. Greg Gregorio, the story.
The health department and the vaccine expert panel have downplayed reports that at least 350 medical workers in Indonesia contracted COVID-19 even after getting vaccinated with Sinovac's jab. Health officials say that it's normal for vaccinated people to still get the virus because of what they call a breakthrough infection.
Dito makompute mo to kung gaano ka-effective ang bakuna. At alam naman natin na hindi naman 100% effective lahat ng bakuna, whether it's Sinovac or other vaccines, no?
Health officials in Indonesia noted that most of the infections were asymptomatic, while dozens were hospitalized for fever and decreasing oxygen levels. Despite this, Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergara believes that China's CoronaVac is still highly effective against COVID-19.
300 out of the 5,000 would be around 2 to 3%. And that leaves you with still 97% effectiveness of this vaccine.
Indonesia is currently facing another surge in cases, which the government believes is driven by the Delta variant, believed to be more transmissible than the original strain of the virus. In the Philippines, 13 cases of the Delta variant have been reported so far. One of these patients has died, while 12 others have already recovered.
One of the reasons why the Delta variant may be a big concern as well in the country, the fact that we do not have one single vaccine that we are using. Kasi dito, ang dami natin varieties. May activated tayo, meron tayong adenovirus, meron tayong mRNA. So lahat sila, iba-iba yung kanilang efficacy.
The OCTA Research also says that the prevalence of COVID variants should not discourage the public from trusting the vaccines approved by the government.
Any protection is better than no protection, and so we have to simply move forward.
For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
A barangay in Davao de Oro is experiencing another kind of health crisis. Over 200 people have been dealing with diarrhea, forcing the LGU to declare a state of calamity. Gemma Vansenia with the details.
Residents of Barangay Pasian in Moncayo, Davao de Oro had to fetch water from a tanker. Their supply was cut off as authorities investigate the area following diarrhea outbreak. At least 5 residents have died while more than 200 residents got sick. Last Friday, many were brought to the barangay covered court to be treated by doctors and nurses. Almost all of them experienced abdominal pain, nausea, and loose bowel movement.
Dugo kong diyan.
Kumukulo yung tiyan ko, masakit. Tapos nagtatai ako. Kagabi, bumalik na naman kaya humingi na ako ng gamot.
Maayos na yung tiyan namin ngayon. Humingi ako ng gamot sa barangay. Noong nakaraang araw, nagtatai kami.
A 99-year-old resident was among those who died in the hospital due to dehydration.
Nagkaroon siya ng LVM. 3 days yata yun. Pinainom namin ng gamot. Pero hindi na raw niya talaga kaya. Kaya dinala na namin siya sa Monte Vista Hospital.
Pasian's barangay chairman said they are looking whether the water supply in the area is contaminated. She noted that the situation became worse due to some residents refusing to get treated in fear of COVID-19.
Yung mga BHW natin nag-house to house. Doon na-discover namin na marami pa palang pasyente sa mga bahay-bahay. Kasi takot silang pumunta sa center dahil baka daw ma-charge sila ng COVID.
Yesterday, the municipal government declared state of calamity in Barangay Pasian. Health workers are closely monitoring patients as the investigation and sanitation continue. For News 5, Jem Avancenia, we are One News.
Now, here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. Narvacan, Ilocos Sur Mayor Chavit Singson is the newest addition to the Nationalist People's Coalition Party, or NPC. The former Ilocos governor took his oath today before Senate President and NPC Chair Tito Soto. Singson, whom Soto considers as an asset to the party, says he has no plans to run for a national post. He says what's a more likely plan is re-election. Vice President Leni Robredo is reminding Filipinos to serve as a beacon of hope in the midst of today's adversities. She said this is in light of Jose Rizal's 160th birth anniversary. She underscored that our national hero's legacy should serve as an example for the next generation of Filipinos. And rifle shooter Jayson Valdez is the 12th Filipino to be added in the country's official delegation to the Tokyo Olympics next month. The 25-year-old shooter booked his Olympic slot after receiving an email from the Germany-based International Shooting Sports Federation. The country last sent an Olympic delegate for shooting in the 2012 London Olympics. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.